all of these men are such green flags, even if they are literally criminals, but they are such green flags for the women. It's like they would kill for them. Literally, they would burn down the world for the women. Really messed up because stalking is not okay. But at the same time, it was really cute and romantic. Like, it was very considerate of him, to take care of her. Hello, beautiful people. I haven't made a book rec video in quite some time, but I love reading romance books. Like, romance books are such a huge part of my life. And yes, I'm wearing this bracelet like this. It's weird, but I like it. So I'm going to wear it like this. Mind your own business. But I'm going to talk about all the books that I have read in January. I have read 11 books in total in January, which is a lot. It's a lot, but I have read more than that before. So it's not like abnormal for me, for sure. So I'm going to talk about all the books one by one, and I'm going to talk about the genres and how I felt about this book, how many stars I gave, so that you can read this book if you want to. First book is Quicksilver by Callie Hart. I love this book so much. This book is especially for fantasy lovers. It has world building, but it's not that complex. It's only like first 19 or 20% or so, and it is quite interesting. And when the story picks up, it is very fast paced. Obviously, it is adult fantasy only for people over 18, and it's an open door romance. It has the best world building. It has all the good stuff like who did this to you, touch her and you die, and all the jealousy scenes. Also, enemies to lovers, by the way. All the books that I've read are enemies to lovers, okay? So all the enemies to lovers, tension, slow burn, angst, everything. So this is about this Quicksilver. This story is about a girl, Saris. That's what I call her, Saris. So she is from this place where there is always summer and they don't even get water. They have to pay for water. All of them are sick and poor that they cannot even afford water, basically. And everything changes when Saris gets caught up into stealing something. She stole something, a precious metal, and she stole it just because she could buy water for her family. So when she obviously she gets caught because she stole that from the kingdom, and she is given the death sentence. So the queen, the evil queen, is like, we should kill her because she stole something from us, make her an example or something. So when she is being killed, like she's being stabbed and all, she discovers that she has some superpowers, and this otherworldly being comes from this portal, which is Kingfisher, the main character, the main male character, MMC. He comes in and he saves her. And there is a huge age gap, by the way. He basically kidnaps Ceres to his own kingdom, and turns out the king of that kingdom wants her to work, and she turns out to be someone having very strong magical powers that has never been discovered in thousands of years. Basically, there's a lot of story and stuff, and she learns how to control her powers, and he kind of teaches her stuff. And she basically, if she doesn't learn this, there are a lot of people who are going to die. So she is going to save the world basically, and he is going to help her. And lots of drama is going on. Turns out that Kingfisher is going through something, and lots of things. I don't want to give you any spoilers, but it is very interesting. It is not just fantasy stuff. There is also lots of romance, character building, character development, and so much. This book is so fast paced. I literally ate it up. Like, this book is actually, it's fantasy, so obviously it's like 600 pages or something, but I finished it within 3 days, and I was really busy in those 3 days, and 3 days still I finished it. This book is so good. Probably this book goes in my top 5 fantasy books for sure, for sure. I give this book, if I could, I would give this book 7 stars, but this is like 5 out of 5 for me. The second book I read was Murder by Memory. I do have a paperback, but it's upstairs and I'm lazy. But it is a very short book. It's 100 pages only, and it is a sci-fi thriller murder mystery sort of thing. And it was very kind of Inception like if you have seen the Inception movie, it was very, for half the time it just bounced above my head, to be honest. But I did like it. But still, if I have to say, this was a maybe for me. Like, I don't think I fall into the right audience of this book. But if you enjoy sci-fi murder mystery, something that would make you think, something that would like really mess with your mind, then this is the book for you. I gave it like 3 stars, I think, 3 out of 5. Then I read Painted Scars by Neva Altaj. Basically, I started reading the Perfectly Imperfect series, which is a dark mafia romance series. All books about different couples, but they are all interconnected. But you can read these books separately as well. If you are a fan of dark mafia romance, then you must read this book. All these books are like most of them are marriage of convenience, and they are all dark, like gory, violent, mafia, true mafia romance, all exceptionally written. So I would start with Painted Scars, which is the first book. It is marriage of convenience, grumpy sunshine. He literally he literally hates her in the beginning, but then they have to live together because marriage of convenience. So forced proximity. So slowly and surely they start like, developing the romance, but it is very organic, I would say. It's not like, oh, 5 chapters in they're like, oh, I don't hate you anymore. No, it's like very slow burn. There's banter. She's very badass, and I loved the entire story of this book. I love specifically that he is going through some major physical problems. When they met, he is in a wheelchair, and then he's going through physical therapy and all of that. And Nina, the girl in this book, also has her own trauma, and how they both help each other to get over their trauma and to accept that love is real, that they both deserve love, which was super super nice. And all of these books are very short. They are under 300 pages, seriously. So you would finish it in 1 or 2 days max. I finished all of them in one day, literally, like one book, one day. And it was amazing. Literally brought me out of my reading slump. So if you're looking for something fast paced, something very entertaining, something that would make you swoon, and all of that, then this book is perfect for you. 5 out of 5 stars. Then Broken Whispers by the same author. This is Mikhail's story. To be honest, for the first half, I was very invested, but then I got bored. It felt a bit repetitive. In this story, what happens is she has some vocal cords problems, so she cannot speak. She's mute, and they both have to get married. Okay, and Mikhail is the one. Mikhail is actually has scars all over his body, and one eye doesn't work, and all of that. Like, he has his own insecurities, she has her own insecurities, but they still have to live together. And it is also single dad romance because Mikhail has a daughter, and all the scenes between them were so precious and so cute. Like, my heart went out for them, and I did feel for them in the story, but I didn't feel much connected. A little bit was repetitive and a bit boring. So I think I gave this 4 out of 5 stars, but right now, if I think about it, it's more 3.5. Then I read Stolen Touches by Neva Altaj. I did skip some books in between because I read the blurb and I talked to my friends about it, and I knew that I would not love this book. So I didn't have the time to, just read the book and see if I like it. So I skipped some books in between. So I don't know which number this book is, but it's fourth, probably fifth book, I think. Stolen Touches by Neva Altaj. This story was so perfect because he is literally very grumpy. Like, this is grumpy sunshine, marriage of convenience, stalker romance, because this is like the typical mafia romance where he looks at her the first time and is like completely obsessed with her, like psychotically obsessed with her, puts cameras in her room and stocks her fridge with food because she's a nurse and she doesn't have time to actually cook and eat properly. So that was really messed up because stalking is not okay, but at the same time it was really cute and romantic. Like, it was very considerate of him, to take care of her. So basically he forces her to marry him, so that trope. But so obviously she hates him and stuff, but then she lives with him and kind of understands how he is. And this man is literally very powerful. Like, he is the head of mafia, I would say. And like there's a lot of violence, and this is, like I said, this is true mafia romance, so it does talk about the real mafia life and how dangerous it is. It's not like all lovey-dovey Wattpad stuff, you know. So if you want like something dark, real mafia but also entertaining, very touch or you die, who did this to you, my wife scenes, then this series is literally perfect for you. Especially this book was so amazing. This book was, there were so many scenes that were like swoon worthy for me, and I loved reading this book. I had the time of my life. 5 out of 5 stars. If I could, I would give it 6 stars, to be honest, because this book was literally perfect. Then I read Silent Lies by Neva, altaj, and I just felt like this series could not get better, but this book was even better. This was like, again, this has a physical disability representation. He is the one who has like hearing problems, and she is the one who is very weird and wears weird clothes, and actually she's very sunshine and talks to everyone, is a social butterfly, but inside she is really afraid of being alone. So all that stuff was like too real and too amazing for me to read. It was like so good. And also the way they connect, obviously this is dark mafia. Again, he's the head of the mafia and she's the daughter of an underboss or something, and she is sent to his place as his wife to spy on him, basically. But they end up falling in love and all of that, but she is lying to him. She is hiding secrets from him, and he can tell that, but they still fall in love with each other. And it's like, it's very, this book is so interesting. And if you're someone who loves banter in books, like how they fight with each other, and how there is like, the girl in the book is so badass that she's not afraid of anyone. So there's top notch banter in this book, and lots of jealousy scenes, you guys. And it's like, all of these men are such green flags, even if they are literal criminals, but they are such green flags for the women. It's like they would kill for them. Literally, they would burn down the world for the women, like that. And there are so many my wife scenes in this as well. What I loved about this book especially is that there is not one single word which is boring in this book. Like literally everything is so entertaining. It is short, it is not that long, everything is super necessary to the plot, and it's so entertaining, you guys. I remember finishing this book in one day. Literally. Like, I loved this book so much. I loved both of these characters, and I remember writing the review on Goodreads. And I remember what I wrote, that I don't know who exactly I'm in love with more, the girl or the guy, because both of them are literally perfect. Then I read Sweet Prison by Neva Altaj. This is like a step sibling romance, so might not be for everyone. But see, they don't have same parents and they have never met before, because Massimo, the guy, was in prison when she was a little girl. Okay, so there is a big like age gap. Also, all of these books have age gap in them. Okay, I forgot to tell you. So this is also a huge age gap, and she has this insecurities that she has like she's suffering from vitiligo. So she has like discolored spots all over her face, all over her body. So she has always been like, you know, covering her body, and also like she is curvaceous a bit, like has a curvy body. So she is insecure about that, and he has basically not lived in the real world at all, because he was locked up in prison when he was 20 years old or something, and when he gets out he's 35 or something. I don't know the exact, but he has lived in prison for 17 or 18 years. That's a long time. So basically he forgets how to live in the real world, and when he comes back, obviously the first half of the book is so interesting because they fall in love with each other through letters. Through letters, you guys. Pen pal trope is like, I'm so weak for it. Those letters were like literally everything, and basically she was really young when she started spying on everyone, the whole mafia clan, for Massimo. And Massimo is the one who is literally ruling the whole, like, you know, Cosa Nostra, or is it called? Yeah, the whole mafia clan, while he was in prison. And she was her, like, you know, spy, like secret spy, I would say. And the character development of this girl was everything, because this girl was mentioned in every other book, and she was referred to as this meek, shy girl who is always hiding from everyone. But the character development of this girl is literally everything I'm telling you, because she was so shy, was bullied in school, and then she becomes a secret spy. And then when Massimo gets out, she is the one who like communicates with everyone on his behalf, because he doesn't know how to talk to people, how to deal with people in the real world. And also, all of these books are spicy, by the way. I should have told you that. All of them are really spicy, very adult, but there is a lot of romance. Again, this has a lot of jealousy, a lot of forbiddenness in it, obviously, because they are not supposed to be together, because they're step siblings, even if they have not grown up together or have the same parents, but still it is frowned upon in, especially in mafia. So it's like, we shouldn't want this, we shouldn't be doing this, like all of that going on, but still there is so much slow burn, there's so much angst in this book. And the story is so good, you guys. You must read this. I loved Sweet Prison from the bottom of my heart. I don't know which book I love more from Perfectly Imperfect series, to be honest, because I loved Silent Lies, but I also loved Stolen Touches, but I also loved Sweet Prison as well. But I also obviously loved the first book, Painted Scars. Obviously, so I cannot decide which book I love more. I think every day, if you ask me, there would be a different book, different favorite book from this series. But you must read this series. It's super short, super entertaining, and overall amazing, I would say. Then I read Beautiful Beast because I was literally craving another Neva altaj book. But this book was a no-no for me. Like seriously, this book, for the first half, I would say for 40%, it was kind of entertaining. Like there was build up and I was like invested in this book. But again, it didn't make any sense to me. There was no chemistry between the characters. At least I didn't feel it, okay? And like maybe my standards had become too high from other books or whatever, but this book was not it for me. I didn't like this book at all. 3 star basically. Even 3 stars is a lot. I didn't like this book at all. Then I read My Dark Desire by altaj Shen and Parker Huntington. I tried to like this book, but I did not like this book at all. It was too long. There was no chemistry, too much unnecessary stuff, like information dump, and so many characters for no reason at all. I just didn't like this book. But there were some parts of this book that I found cute and romantic. But other than that, I didn't like this book as much. But I still gave it 3 stars, I think. Yeah, but I didn't like this book at all. Then I read Nocticadia. Oh my god. I feel like I can talk for an hour at least about this book. I made another one of my friend read this book, and oh my god, this book is utter perfection. If you are someone who loves good writing, like lyrical, beautiful writing, and also characters that are like intricately written. It is a student teacher romance. I know it is dark gothic romance, it's forbidden, and there are so many secrets. It is a little bit creepy, it's with a touch of horror, kind of like Gothic Anna by Runix, if you have read that book. But Nocticadia was amazing. This book is literally a masterpiece. There is no single plot hole, there is nothing. I remember writing like a huge review on Goodreads. It was, this book was everything, really. This book was everything. Sometimes you find a book that makes you feel like, wow, this is why I love reading. And this book was that. Obviously, this book is very like, has jealousy scenes, and it is forbidden. There is age gap, student teacher romance, but at the same time the story is being told in such an organic way that it doesn't feel like, oh, student teacher, oh, I don't like that. No, the story is so much more than that. And the romance, the character Dabrek, oh my god, this man is literally everything. This book is again long, probably 600 pages or so, but every single word in this book is so worth it to read, literally. The secrets that were uncovered, there's secret society, there is like so many things going on. The world building is amazing. Also, how their stories literally like overlapped with each other. This book is literally everything. I don't know how to tell you the summary of this book even. It's a story of a girl, Lilia. She is being invited to this Drocadia University, which is extremely prestigious, and not everyone can get into this university. And so she kind of gets into this university, and then everything starts unraveling. There are so many secrets, and turns out how her mother died is linked to this university, and she used to live, like her mother used to live on this island. So everything is like very cryptic and like so many secrets and uncovering and everything. If you like reading thrillers, like mystery books, then this book is literally perfect for you. This book is perfection. Even if you don't read romance, I would say you should read this book. And the writing is amazing. The characters, everything is like perfection, literally. So let me know how many books did you read in January, and if you have any recommendations for me, please comment down below because I'm always looking for new romance books to read. And also, do you agree with my review? Like, are there any of the books that I mentioned that I read in January are something that you have also read? If you have any opinions, please comment down below. I'm always looking for them. I love talking about books and I would absolutely love replying to all of my comments. Do you guys love when I talk about books? Then I would make another video as well. So this was like a January wrap up video about all the books that I read in January and how I felt about it, and my reviews, summary, and my thoughts, my opinions, etc. So I'll be back with another cool video very, very soon. Till then, have a great day. Bye.